Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I have a couple yarn hauls, one from Hobby Lobby, one from Michaels. Actually got a little bit of big twist in, not exactly the ones I wanted, but they did get some big twist in. I have some yarn from Dollar Tree, and then a couple random things or whatever, but I'll start with the Hobby Lobby haul. It's the 6th week in a row where I went into, ever since I noticed that on their shipment days, I figured out which day was their shipment day, and every time they put out new yarn, they're like pulling some off the shelves, and they're clearancing it. And so it was like the 6th week in a row, and so I went in there on their shipment day, and they had some yarn in a cart or whatever. So and I got it. So and the story with this, it's a little bit long and involved, but I walked in there, and like there was that one week where I went in there, and it took them like 6 days to discount. I went in there like 15 times over that week, you know, to finally get the discounted yarn. But then the week, the day after that, it was the next shipment day or whatever, and they discounted it later that day because it seemed like they had a whole lot more employees working in there, and so they had enough where they clearanced it that day, and so that was like a really good thing. It saved, you know, gas going there, you know, so many times over the next week. And so I went into the shipment day the other day, and so I walked in, and it was like they didn't have as many boxes sitting around. They did have some employees working around, but they didn't have as many boxes sitting around, like as if they had already put the yarn on the shelves. And then I saw that they had a cart full of yarn, and so like I thought, okay, you know, since they already sort of put most of the yarn away, maybe they'll start to discount it, and I'll get it, you know, later on in the day. So I kind of like walked by the cart. I was like sort of, you know, walking around there, you know, acting like I was looking at other things. Or I feel like I'm so sneaky, but like, obviously I'm not because of what I'm about to say. But I feel like I'm going in there and nobody's really noticing me. I'm just like kind of sneaking around, just kind of like just looking at things, you know, acting like I'm looking at, you know, Fringe or like whatever, just like waiting for them to discount the yarn. But they know what I'm doing. So it's obvious at this point. So like, you know, there I am, like in there again. So they know what I'm in there for, and so they probably think, oh God, what is he doing? Like he's looking over there, you know, he's not going to get any of that needle stuff or what. But there I was, like walking around, and so I wanted to, like, you know, walk by that cart and to, like, you know, take my phone and like snap a little picture so that I can look at it and you just kind of like think, you know, look at it and before they discount it and think, oh, okay, I'll probably want those and that yarn and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like walking around, and then this woman just started like walking towards me, and so she like walked over to me, like I thought she was just gonna like walk by, because I've seen her working around in there, and she's usually the one that, you know, discounts the yarn, one of the women that discounts the yarn. And so I thought she was gonna like walk past me like she has before, but no, she like walked up to me and she just stopped and she said, if you want to wait a few minutes, I can discount the yarn for you. This is the first time I've ever heard her voice. Like this is the first time she's ever talked to me. And so like she walked over to me, knew that I was there looking for the yarn and wanted the yarn, and so she was just like, she just like walked over to me and just said, you know, if you want to wait a few minutes, I can mark down the yarn for you. Like, and I thought like, yeah. So it was so nice. And so so she walked over there and got the cart and like brought it over to the remnants or whatever, and I stood there, and she was just like, she was marking him down and like throwing him in my cart. It was just like the funniest thing. And so any idea in my head that like I'm walking through there and they don't really know why I'm there, and I'm just like, you know, getting the yarn and getting out of there without anybody noticing, yeah, that's, you know, completely gone. She knows, she knew why I was there. And so but it was kind of cool because I got to like, this is so stupid, it shows like how pathetic I am. I thought it was like so cool to like watch them be marked down, like, you know, like right here. And she was like, she had a little price gun, and she had there were these things that she was like twisting around, probably like to change the prices, because she had like a little calculator, and she was like figuring out the, you know, 75% off price. She did it like way quicker. I thought it would take a lot longer. My sleeve's getting caught on my thing because I wear such big clothes. You know, I thought it took longer, but it literally took like maybe 5 minutes, because like she was so quick at it, and she was like, you know, typing in the prices or whatever, and then she was like doing like this and like to adjust the price, and then she was like, she clicked the little thing. Like I thought like when this is so stupid, like you don't give a crap, but I thought like when you priced it, like you went like this and it made the little clicking noise, but she clicked it and it made the little label come out, and then she like wiped it on the skein, or like, you know, slid it on the skein. I thought it was like, you put it on there, and that's what makes a clicking noise. But she's like click, and then I thought, oh, there's a little sticker come out, and then she like went like this, and it was just like, it was really interesting, for a pathetic person like me that loves this kind of stuff. But I thought it was so weird. But we had this really nice conversation. She was so nice, and she was asking me like what I crochet or whatever, and I said some of the things that I've crocheted, and I said that my mom crochets, and I'm getting my niece into crochet and stuff, and before that she said, no, you're gonna want it all. And I thought, yeah. She didn't. It's not like she said, "No, which ones do you like?" She knew that I would probably want them all. For her to say that, and I don't know how many skeins it was. Here's the receipt. But I did get 3 more of those squishies. It was, see, 25, so minus 3, so it was like 22 skeins of yarn. So she was like looking at a skein with 20. I mean, we're looking at a cart with 22 skeins of yarn in it, and the first thing she thought was like, "No, do you want it all? Are you gonna get it all?" And like I thought, yeah. So she knows why I'm in there. So it was just like hilarious. And so we had this really nice conversation. She was so nice. And so yeah, I stood there like watching her like discount the yarn. I said, I really thank you for doing this. It's really nice and everything. And she said, oh yeah, sure. And so it was just so nice. And so but anyway, so I did get the yarn. And but there's a little bit of a negative thing. So I went up to, I swear I'm going to get to the yarn. If you want to just like skip past all this, like my long-winded stories, this isn't anything new if you've watched my videos, but I walked up to the register to pay for the yarn, and I went to the line with it. I've never been through her line before. I've seen this woman in there before, and I swear I'm not like calling her out because I'm gonna say something just slightly negative. But she was she was polite about it. But so I was like, I went through her line or whatever, and I was like I felt kind of like like almost giddy because I thought like this is like was so much fun. I mean, it made me uncomfortable that like that woman like just like walked up to me, but I thought this is kind of cool that like she knew that I was there specifically for the yarn, and she like clearance it just for me. It was I felt like kind of cool. And so just how pathetic my life is. Well, whatever. And so I'm such a loser. No. Anyway, so I walked up. I was going through the line at the register, and the woman she sort of joked and said, oh, did you leave any back there for me? And I said, oh no. She knew that I was like, I wanted the yarn, and she actually clearanced it for me while I was back there and stuff. And so I just got it all or whatever. And then the woman said, so there's not any back there left at all? And I thought, oh, like she wasn't kidding when she said, like what I thought, the way I took it in my head was I thought it was like when you go through the line at the stores and stuff, and there are people that I love the awkward silence. It's not awkward for me. I would rather like go through the line and not talk to people. But there are people that like want to fill the silence with something and just like rambling about, or like talking about the things that you buy, or they can't handle the silence. And so I thought it was like she was making some kind of joke, like, oh, did you leave any for me? Like, cause like that's how I interpreted it in my head. But she was like actually asking, did you leave any back there for me? And I thought, oh crap, because like I was getting it all, and so I don't know, I felt so uncomfortable and everything, but because I thought like, oh, she's serious, and I didn't really know what to do. Like I was already in the process of getting it. Like the woman discounted it literally for me, and then I had it in my cart and I was like, I'm putting it on there, and like I didn't know what to say. Like I couldn't say like or here's half. Like what do you say to that? And so I was sort of like being politely confronted. Like I expected to be confronted, eventually, as many skeins as I get from Hobby Lobby and as many people as I see in Hobby Lobby and all the trips that I make there. I expected, eventually in the future, somebody to like, be sarcastic about it and say, oh, thanks for leaving me some, like, as I'm like walking away with my cart full of all the yarn. But I expected that, from somebody in the future or whatever, but like I never expected it from like an employee. I mean, she was polite about it, but God, it made me so uncomfortable. And so I thought like, I had to, and then I was like sort of rambling at that point because I thought like, oh, I'm sort of being like called on. And so I said, well, I crochet and stuff, and my mom crochets, and I get some of the yarn from my niece or whatever, and I like just rambling or whatever. And like from that point on, it was just like fine, and she ran this stuff through, and she was like perfectly nice. But like I sort of felt bad that because like what could I have done? I couldn't have just like. I don't know. It made me just so physically uncomfortable, and so and now I feel like I'm not gonna go through her line again. Because most of the time I go through there, it's like gonna be with yarn, and if I see her in there, it's gonna be like I'm gonna go through another line. So I did get the yarn, and she was fine afterwards and everything, but it was just like it made me so uncomfortable. And but anyway, but I'll say this. I don't really believe in karma and all that kind of stuff, but like, if she ever comes across my video, which she won't, and I swear I wasn't calling her out or anything. She was perfectly polite, and I'll take that kind of like polite confrontation over like, you know, what the image in my head is of like, you know, being in the dark, you know, Hobby Lobby parking lot, you know, somebody, you know, walking up behind me, there was some irate knitter or whatever, you know, and stab me in the neck with a knitting needle. You know, that you know, that funny joke in my head. I'll take, you know, her, you know, saying, "Oh, did you leave any back there for me?" Over, you know, getting stabbed in the neck with a knitting needle. It was fine, but you know, it just made me uncomfortable. And so, but you know, if she ever comes across my video, then just know that like, karma kind of, you know, got me back, if you believe in that. I don't believe in that, but something, you know, karma related kind of happened, because before I left to go to the store, I walked past, as you go down my back steps, there's the trash cans, and I thought I smelled like something, you know, kind of gross and rotting or whatever. I thought, oh, thank goodness that the garbage day is tomorrow, because our trash is like starting to really stink. And so then we were like driving around and stuff, and then I thought like, God, because I went to Dollar Tree, and then I was thinking, God, that smell is here too. Like, is there something in the air or whatever? And then when I went to the grocery store before I came home, I got in the car and I thought, the smell is in this freaking car. It's not like, you know, the surrounding area wasn't our garbage, or it was it's in the freaking car. And of course the TV, I have a TV movie reference for every freaking thing. The thing that flashed in my head was that the episode of Reba where they she had the mouse crawling through the tailpipe and die in their car, and the smell, and I was thinking, oh my God, did a mouse like go into our tailpipe like on Reba and like, you know, die in our car? It was just like awful, and it was really like a dead animal smell. And so when I got home, I popped the hood, and there it was. It wasn't a mouse or a rat, or it was a dead squirrel like on our battery. Because like when I was leaving Michael's, the car just kind of like shut off all of a sudden. Like the lights were still on and everything, but it's sort of like the car turned off, and I thought, oh great, I get some, you know, big deal at a Hobby Lobby, and now I'm gonna have to, you know, shell out money for a new starter or a new battery or some crap. You know, that would be my luck. But no, but I found out why, because you know, there was a dead squirrel, like, you know, where my battery was, and so I pulled it off. It was just, you know, gross or whatever, and so I thought, like, how did a freaking, you know, squirrel? I guess they like crawl up underneath the car or whatever. I joked to my mom because I have that, you know, a chipmunk out there, and I put the little nuts out there for the chipmunk, and for years at this point. If you saw my video, I was talking about that in another video. And so I thought, like, maybe I joked and I said maybe that there was a squirrel out there thinking, I want to get some of those nuts before that, you know, gluttonous little chipmunk, you know, like, you know, somebody like me, you know, getting the yarn. How she goes, I think it's a girl, a chipmunk. How she goes out there and just gets all the nuts for herself. You know, like me getting all the yarn. Like maybe the squirrel, you know, you project onto these animals and stuff, you know, like as if they have these little lives and all these little stories. That maybe the squirrel thought, oh, you know, I want to get some of those nuts too. So I'm gonna like sneak and like get up in the car or whatever. And then when I hear that door open and him put the nuts out or whatever, then I'll like sneak out and try to, you know, get some of the nuts before the chipmunk does. But then it like crawled up in there and thought, okay, I'm about ready to, and then it got like stuck and died. I don't know, or it got electrocuted. I don't know. It was like on the battery or whatever. Luckily, I just pulled it off, and you know, it was kind of gross or whatever. But it hadn't been dead long enough to like, you know, get all over the car and like ruin anything. But I just thought, God, so you know, if that woman ever watches this video or whatever, then just know that like if that squirrel had a name, it would probably be Karma, because you know that happened, you know, the same day I got all this yarn, and took away her opportunity to get some, but that I didn't even realize that she wanted some. But anyway, so let me get to the yarn finally. And like I said, she was perfectly polite, but you know what I'm saying? It made me uncomfortable to be sort of confronted, but it could have been way worse. How creative my mind is, it could have been way worse, and it has been way worse in my head. If I think of like, you know, somebody stabbing with a knitting needle, but you know what I'm saying? So I did get all this yarn, and but it was so much fun, like talking to that woman, and like for her to discount it for me, I just thought, God. Anyway, so I should have said, oh, I'll see you next week, but no, I didn't. I wasn't like that. I was in an almost like giddy mood like that. I almost would have said that if I had the confidence, but it was just so nice. But anyway, so it was just like a lot of really nice yarn, and so I'll go through the haul, and so I love this yarn. And see how it's like hard for me to say "Calm Damn It." No, isn't it? I love this yarn, "Calm Damn It." And the color is terracotta, and I feel like I've gotten this before. That kind of orange terracotta color, like brownish orange color. And of course, these are all $1.24. A Yarn Bee Soft Secret and the color blue teal. And I do have another one of these, but God, I love this blue teal. Like I would have felt bad if like that woman said, "Now, do you want all the yarn?" And then if I would have said, because there's a skein of that scrubby yarn in here, and so I did get that, but I would have felt bad if she like walked over to me and like offered me this opportunity to like, you know, watch her discount the yarn, like discount it for me, and then me say, "Oh yeah, I want all that yarn. Oh, except for that one and those two, and I don't really like the Crafted Secret cotton, and I don't want the like." I would have felt kind of bad, like her going through all of that, you know, for me, when, you know, like taking away, like she probably thought, well, I'll just discount it later, but then she saw me and she was going to discount it for me, and I would have felt like such a prick to say like, "Oh yeah, thank you, except for those and that one too." Like, you know what I'm saying? So but luckily it was all like really nice yarn, except for that one scrubby yarn. But I'll make another little back scratch and scarf or whatever with it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so I did get another one of these, and I love this color. It's so pretty. And then, let's see. One of these, Baby Bee Adorable. This one's called Pink/White Multi. It's like striped. It has white, and then it has all these like stripes of gray and pink. And it's like pink-white multi. It should be like pink-gray multi, but it has like a white streaks in it, like as if the base was gray and then the white is the streak, but it's not. I feel like I've gotten, there are a couple that are like this with different colors. I don't know if I've gotten this specific color. I know I've gotten one that has some blue stripe in it, but I don't know if I've gotten like the pink and gray, or the pink and white or whatever. But I may give this to my niece. I'm not really sure. Because yeah, I see one there. I really want to. God, my speech is like so messed up lately. It comes and goes. It's irritating as yeah, hell. There's one over there. It's the same kind of thing, except it's blue and white. And I feel like I got one with pink in it, but I don't know if it was this one. But I may give this to my niece because it's a little more interesting, and it would make it pretty scrunchy and everything. But I can give this to her, and then it'll be like, you know, one that she can use for a scrunchie. But anyway, 19 minutes, God, already. Okay, another Yarn Bee Soft Secret in the color Pumpkin Spice, $1.24. This is like an orange color. I know I've gotten this because, you know, or there are a couple colorways that are called Pumpkin Spice. I feel like was there two of these? I can't remember if there was or not, but yeah. Two of the Pumpkin Spice. So I got two of those, and I feel like there's I can see two of them over there. So I have four of these now. Now I'm getting like tons of Pumpkin Spice, but it's in the colorway names. But I did get that. And then this one is one of these Soft and Sleek low pill Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek low pill fiber, and yeah, I knew it. The color Pumpkin Spice. I've got another Pumpkin Spice, and this one was $1.24. All these Soft Secrets were $1.24. Oh no, wait. Oh crap. See what I'm saying? Okay, so they were both. These were both discounted. Let me check the specs of these and make sure that they're the same. Or if they were supposed to be like bigger or what. Yeah, see the specs are exactly the same ounces, grams, yards, meters. So the price just went up. So but yet. See, this one was $4.99 regular price. This one was $5.49 regular price. So this one was $1.37. This was $1.24. So if the $5.49s are being clearanced, then that means that I just didn't notice that the price went up to $5.49. And oh God, I need to trim my beard, my mustache. I'm just like, I'm too lazy to do it. And that's why it's like this. I look like the Yeti on Friends that, you know, got fogged by Monica and Rachel. But anyway, so but if the 549s are being clearanced, then that tells me that this was the price increase to 549 wasn't a recent thing, and that, you know, the 599 is what the price is increasing to. I just didn't notice the 549, but anyway, so one of them was $1.24, the other one was $1.37. So that's, you know, worrisome. Anyway, this is that Scrubology. Pretty colors, but, you know, at the same time as that Scrubology cotton or whatever, I'll use it for, you know, something ridiculous. The color is called Prairie Harvest, and it has some really pretty pink, like almost like a reddish pink, and like a burgundy down in there too, and some like sage green, yellow, white. Just a little bit of orange. Really nice, sort of like fall colors, in a way. not completely, but it has like some fall colors to it. Okay, another Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Chunky, and it's the color black. And I can't remember if that black that I got was a chunky. What I was about to say, was that a you watching? I'll look, but I can't remember if that black was chunky or not. But this is really nice and soft or whatever. This was $1.24, regular price $4.99. So of course I'll use that. And then one of these Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth Sparkle, like one of these sparkle velvet yarns, and I'm in the color olive, and I'm $1.24, and I don't have this color. Of all the colors, like see, I'm still getting skeins of yarn that I've never gotten the colors before. A really gorgeous olive green, and with all the sparkle in it. You know, just I'm glad I got that. $1.24, and this is I love this yarn color pink. I know I've gotten that before, just like a pretty pink, and regular price $4.99, $1.24. And I know I've gotten this pretty colorway before too. It's I love this yarn Stonewash, and the colorway is called Deep Violet, and it has it's sort of like the Stonewash look. It has some pretty purple in it with some white flecks in it in that Stonewash kind of way. Really gorgeous yarn, and so $1.24 for that. And I love this yarn in the color Spa, another one of those Spa colors. And so I've gotten plenty of that, and so $1.24 for that. And I do have a lot of these colors that will match each other. I mean, it's weird that I don't know how a blanket or something would look, because I have enough of this for a blanket, with all these like neutral kind of colors. Because all the blankets that I've ever made have these like really big, vibrant colors, or sparkle, or both. And so it might be kind of interesting to make a blanket with all of these kind of colors, like these real calming kind of like you know, neutral colors. So because I do have a lot of this Spa, and I have a blue that's kind of like this. These colors that kind of match. So I don't know. That's sort of a project idea in my head, to like make something with all of these colors mixed together, and without, you know, adding any kind of sparkle or vibrant colors or black, or just make it like that. And because I'm not really used to that, but I think it'd be really pretty with all those colors in it. And another variegated color. I love this yarn print, and the color. You see how this one says I love this yarn. I love this yarn print, and see how print is like that. See, when it says print like that, I can see it better. But like when like the Stonewash here, like if you see the if you kind of look at it like this, it's kind of hard to see it unless the light hits that word Stonewash, because it can kind of blend in with the background sometimes. But sometimes when I go through the yarn, I might miss the fact that it's like I love this yarn print, or I love this yarn Stonewash, or something like that. But this is I love this yarn print, and the colorway is Float Along. But it has all these different shades of blue and gray and white in it. It's a really nice colorway. I can't remember if I got this or not, but it's really pretty color. And falling off the table. This one is I love this yarn. This looks like that lemon ice color. Oh, this is Buttercup. It's very close to that lemon ice color, but it's the color Buttercup. Or like, see, even like this. Okay, this isn't like the icy this is like the icy pastels. This isn't really pastel yellow. This is kind of like an ice. Like, I want to make something with all these kind of icy colors. That's the best way to describe the colors, like the icy blues, and the Spa green kind of color, and like the sort of lemon ice yellow, or this is a little bit more yellow than the lemon ice, but like it's sort of like a butter, like a really light butter yellow. But still, I want to make something with these kind of colors together. I think that'd be kind of cool to, and like sort of challenge myself to make something really pretty, and to look at it and for it to be colors like this, and actually be really pretty, with all these icy colors that I'm realizing that I really like too. But anyway, so that's Buttercup, and so that's this bag. And then this other bag, I got one of these Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion, and the color is Butterscotch Medallion. I know I've never gotten that before, because I've never said that before. But it's kind of like a light orange. Like that pumpkin spice is like a brownish orange. This is like a sort of a light, more muted orange. So Butterscotch Medallion. It's not really butterscotch either. Butterscotch to me is more of like a golden yellow, but this is more like a like the flesh of pumpkin kind of color. So that's what that color is. $1.37 for this. And it's another thing. This was regular price $5.49. Some of these are regular price $4.99, and so this one was priced at $5.49. So the discount was $1.37 for that. And then this one, which this was so messed up in the cart or whatever, but she took the label and and taped it for me. And so it's another one of those Dream Supreme. Like I said, this is such nice yarn. And like I don't have this colorway, and I do have a bunch of this Dream Supreme and these nice colors that would match this. Again, other than that dark gray color that I have, they're all kind of like these, you know, almost neutral colors that will match each other. But this colorway is called, if I can find the thing through, T, the color T, like TEA. So that's weird. I guess I mean like green tea or something. It's kind of like an icy green or whatever. It's a really pretty neutral color. And but the skein was really messed up. And like my other Dream Supreme were like this too. Like the label, it almost seemed like there was like a perforation there, and like it just teared so easily. It's just because this yarn is so big and like a bit like fluffy. And so it made it's already like ripping right here too. It's just like the skein is so thick and big. But anyway, so this was $224. $8.99 regular price for this. But it's a little messed up, you know, it's fine. I've gotten way worse than that. And then another one of these Yarn Bee Yarn IDs, the color Indigo. It has some like dark blue, and then with like some gray flecks in it. It's a really nice color. This is like the extent of like the Yarn ID, like the colors in Yarn ID. Most of the Yarn ID line is very neutral colors. And so they do have sometimes they do have like pops of color like this, but like this is like the extent of like the color at this point as I'm filming this. I don't know if they're ever going to have any like really vibrant colors in the future, but like this is like a really pretty color. But this is like the extent of their selection as far as like, you know, really vibrant colors in this Yarn ID. And again, I don't really know the deal with this yarn, like what's so special about it, why this was $5.99, regular prices at $4.99, but I got this for $1.49. And then another Yarn ID, the color Red Brick. And so see, it's like a neutral kind of, you know, oh my God, I didn't put up that sign yet about saying that earth tones. God, I need to put up a sign saying earth tones, comma, damn it, right over there. Of all the crap that I could forget, that is one thing I can't remember. So it's more like an earth tone color. So like, yeah, it's a pretty color, but like at the same time, it's like an earth tone. They're all kind of like neutrals and earth tones and all that kind of stuff. This is like sort of an exception a little bit, but it's still kind of like an earth tone blue. I mean, if you can imagine that. But so this is like Red Brick, like the brick red kind of, or it leans a little bit more towards a brown brick. I've seen some like red brick, but like this is like the brown kind of red brick. And so $1.49 for that. And then one of these Baby Bee Sweet Delight prints in the color Sprinkles. And I know I've gotten that because it's really pretty. These gorgeous like rainbow colors, like practically every, you know, color you can think of. You know, purple and some reddish pink and yellow and green and blue, and just like the primary colors. A gorgeous baby yarn. And $1.49 for that. And then a chunky. And I love this chunky, and the colorway is called Herb Garden. I think I've gotten that before. It sounds familiar. It has all these pretty shades of purple and greens, and yeah, it kind of reminds you of like an herb garden, like the nature kind of like the greens and blues and purples in a way. But it's a really pretty colorway. $1.24 for that. And then another Pearl Spun, Yarn Bee Pearl Spun, and the colorway is Pearl. I feel like I've gotten that before too, like a pretty cream color. 99 cents, gorgeous. I love this yarn. I'm getting enough that I could probably make a Pearl Spun blanket as much Pearl Spun as I've gotten on clearance, but maybe not. But you know what I'm saying, 99 cents for that. And then the last one is I love this yarn print and the colorway Meadow Dance, and I've gotten this before. This is gorgeous. I love it. I mean, this yarn like this is just unbeatable. Like, where the hell else could you find this kind of yarn other than Hobby Lobby? I mean, this is gorgeous. All these shades of green and blue, and some purple streaks in there, and a little bit of like golden yellow in it, and just like gorgeous color. I mean, I can make a whole blanket with, you know, that's why I love variegated yarns. I love variegated yarns like this. They're gorgeous. I mean, I know that you're supposed to pair these with solids and stuff, but like, if I only had to pick like one kind of yarn, it would be like all the variegated. I could deal with not having any solids, but like this is like the kind of yarn that I love. But anyway, when I did get 3 more of these squishies that yarn keeps me sane. It looks like a skein of yarn, and these are $2.99, and I wanted to get one for my niece, but then they had a couple extras, and so I did get a couple. So that's the haul from Hobby Lobby. I just couldn't believe it. And so I'm gonna go back on the seventh day and and see if they have some more yarn in that cart, in a cart. But anyway, so while I was over at Hobby Lobby, like I said, my Michaels is near my Hobby Lobby. So I went over to Michaels just to see if they had any of the big twists, and they actually had it. I walked in, and they had they weren't like metal freestanding shelves. They had like some of those a cardboard freestanding shelf. So they had it was over there, like right off of the yarn. They had 3 of them sitting there, and I feel like there's going to be a 4th one unless they just configured it this way. But they're these like square things, and they're kind of deep, and but they're made out of cardboard, and they have like 2 next to each other, and then they have a third. But then there's like a gap there for another one, and I feel like there's probably going to be another one there, or there should be. But I went ahead and got a couple skeins of yarn just to, like, I didn't even have any coupons, or I did have some on my email, but I didn't even like bother to print them out because I thought, like, I don't have a smartphone to say, oh, scan my phone. So I did buy these full price. I did buy 3 skeins of Big Twist. They didn't have any of the variegated colors yet, and so I'm hoping that they're going to have the variegated colors, but I don't know. But I wanted to support Michaels and stuff, and so I did buy 3 skeins, and so one of the cardboard shelf, I don't know what you call that thing. It reminds you of those like bins that Walmart used to have, that like piled up with DVDs. It's just like this big cardboard thing, and it's like a display, and you have to like dig through. And one of them had like the big 1 pound skeins, and I didn't get any of those. They were like the solid colors, and they didn't have like every single solid color, every single kind of colorway of all their yarn, but they did have a nice selection of solid colors. And then in the one here, they had like just the regular solid colors, like what's the weight on these, like the 380 yard skeins, like the regular size skeins. So one of them had like the skeins like that were just the solid colors, and then the one next to it was the one they had like the twinkle or sparkle, or what, like a twinkle, Big Twist twinkle, and they had a nice selection of those too. So I did get one of the twinkle because they had like they had black, which I have plenty of black, and I have like the red and the blue, or sort of tealish blue, and they had like a white and a pink, and or what I think I took a picture of those. But the only one that I felt like I definitely know I didn't have was this like dark blue. It's like a navy blue. The color is called Sapphire. It's like a navy blue, and the like I said, I love the sparkle yarn where the strand of sparkle in it, or the metallic strand, is the same color as the yarn, and this has like a dark blue strand in it. It's gorgeous. The only thing is it is really thin, and I knew that in the store. I mean, it's the same kind of, like, Big Twist can be nice and significant, and sometimes it can be splitty like this, or like really or I don't know if it's splitty, but like really thin. See, this is how it is right now. But then if you just like pull, if you just pull slightly, see how thin it gets? It's because it's so it's thin. And so, but I thought I can double this up and make it like, or do that triple up thing or whatever, because this is gorgeous, and I did want to support Michaels. I think these were like $6.49, but I wanted to support Michaels for even getting in new yarn, because I didn't want to like sit on here and like talk video after video after video and saying, where's the Big Twist? Why aren't they supporting? Why aren't they investing in my store? They're not sending any of the Big Twist there. I go there, it's just disappointing. And then they finally get in some Big Twist, and I'm like, oh, I didn't get it because it's like all thin and splitty, or like it's $6.49. I wanted to at least if I'm going to complain, they finally get it in, I'm going to go ahead and get some of it. So I did get this colorway. It's gorgeous otherwise. It is just, it's thin, on the thin side, like some of the Big Twists can be. And it might be a little bit splitty too, but I don't know. I haven't worked with it yet, but it's gorgeous. And so I did get that Big Twist Twinkle, and so that was whatever, $6.49. And then I did get 2 solid colors. I didn't need these, but like I wanted to get these to support Michaels. But this is the colorway Olive Drab, and it's like it's that kind of olive green color, and I do love this color. It's really pretty, and I thought, and these are like really significant. Like if you compare these two, I don't even know if I can. Let me just pull it out. There. Okay, so if you drop them like that, no, if you compare these two, see how the blue is like significantly thinner than the green, and then if you like pull them, like this. See how the blue gets like extra thin compared to the green? I mean, it's, let me put it over my ugly face. No, see how the blue gets like extra thin? It's just because of how thin this yarn is. But the green is nice, and you know, nice and significant. But or the olive drab. But I did get that, and then this one. It was so it wasn't hard at all to get this. I think this colorway is even prettier than the one from Joann. I mean, the one from Premier that I loved. This is like the most gorgeous blue. Like this reminds me of the, like when I talked about the blanket that I made for my niece, and I talked about there's a blue color in that. What is it called? The Red Heart polo stripe. There's a blue shade in that. Like every time I would get to it, I would think, God, why doesn't Red Heart make a skein exactly this color? This feels like it's that color. I mean, it's gorgeous. I should have got more of this. Big Twist Value, and the colorway is called Sapphire. It's the most gorgeous blue. It's not coming out as nice as it looks in person on this camera, in spite of the extra lighting in here. But like, this is such a gorgeous blue. I mean, it's really vibrant, and it's almost like this vibrant teal blue, and it's actually significant. It's a really nice yarn. I should have gotten more of this, but this is that blue color. I mean, this is like the closest I'm ever going to come to like finding that blue shade by itself. I mean, it's like, it's almost teal, and it's just this vibrant blue. Gorgeous color. I wish it came out better on camera, but it's amazing, and I love this. So I did get that, and so I did get those three. They finally got the Big Twist in, and I didn't have to, like, you know, drag a skein in there myself just to, you know, pretend like they got Big Twist in my store. The Big Twist was finally in my store. They actually got it in. I'm waiting for the variegated colors. I'm waiting to see those Caron smash cakes. I don't know if they're going to end up in my store or not, but at least they got something Big Twist in there, and a gorgeous colorway like this, and another sparkle or twinkle or whatever. And I'm just waiting for the variegated. I want to see that in my store, and you know, it's going to feel like the company is actually investing in my store. But at least they got some more in, and they actually got Big Twist. I couldn't believe it. But I went through there. I got the Big Twist or whatever. But because they had gotten the Big Twist, I actually looked through there to hopefully find some more of this saltwater taffy they didn't have anymore. So I don't know if they're ever going to get any more in, but maybe when they, you know, maybe I'm getting a little bit more hope back that they're going to have, you know, a lot more yarn in there, hopefully, in the future. But I want to go in there and see more of this. So if they get more of this in, like, I want to get at least another skein to sort of finish this, to make it a little more wide than it is. But anyway, but they didn't have any more of the saltwater taffy, but at least they got some of the Big Twist in. Anyway, so then I went to Goodwill, and I got an $8 shelf. I'm not going to drag the damn thing in here, but I got an $8 shelf, and I don't know, I probably don't need it for yarn, because, you know, I have room in here for the yarn, although I still have a lot of hauls to put away. But I got another shelf. I don't know if I'm going to use it for, like, you know, physical media, or I do need to expand my niece's Wednesday shelf or whatever, because I'm getting her so much Wednesday stuff, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with the shelf. But the only reason I'm mentioning the shelf is because when I dragged it in here, I put like set it right here in this room, and it fit. It was like the perfect width here. You know, like when I got this shelf to replace those white shelves with the drawers that were pissing me off, and I went ahead and bought this full price $40 at Walmart. This shelf right here. I thought, like, I'm going to go ahead and get this, because I sort of said, like, the odds of me coming across one that you would fit here perfectly in the wild is going to be really slim. And then I finally come across one, of course, weeks later, and it's not as tall, and it wouldn't have, like, been in, you know, all this room that this shelf gives me. But so I just thought, like, it's exactly the same width as this shelf, and I thought, like, how weird is that? But it was only $8 at Goodwill, so I did get that for something. I don't know if I'm going to need it for yarn, but I seriously doubt it, but I'll use it for something. But while I was in Goodwill, and this is, you know, one of my random things, and one of my variegated videos, they had a skein of yarn. It was at Homespun or whatever. I think it's from Lion Brand. It was individual, because like I said, they had that it was still over there. They had that bag with all that really old, kind of dirty looking yarn, and for $10 it was still over there. But they had a skein that was like shrink wrapped in plastic or whatever, so it was like brand new. But it was the Homespun, and I mean, it was pretty and everything, but it was $1.99, and I thought, you know, if it was cheaper than that, like that's how cheap I am. Because I thought, like, you know, $1.99, okay, it's fine for, like, you know, Hobby Lobby because it's like brand new yarn, and this was brand new too, but like brand new where they were given to, that was given to them. And so I thought $1.99 is not a good price in there. Although I've heard that I think $1.99 is like the cheapest price that they can put on anything. I think I heard that from one of the employees. You know, before they merged and became the one store. I think $1.99 is the very lowest price that they can price on anything in there. I think. I mean, other than like the candy and all that kind of stuff, like the new stuff, I think that's like the base price. But I'm not really sure if that, you know, still the policy. But $1.99 for that one skein, and yeah, it was new, and it was kind of like an interesting kind of, it's sort of like wavy yarn. But at the same time, I just thought, you know, I'm used to $1.24. $1.99 is like too expensive for me, especially for yarn that was given to them for free. So anyway, so I didn't get that, but I did get this, and it has nothing to do with crochet, just, you know, random thing. But they had these cups, and this is $1.99, and these are Harry Potter related, and I don't even know if they knew that, because like from the side of it, it says butterbeer, and so it's like this, and so. Maybe they didn't know what these were, because like if they would have known that these were Harry Potter, I think these were probably from that Wizarding World, like the theme park in Florida that I'm probably never going to go to. I'd love to sometime, but these were $1.99. There was two of them, and like the cup. I know that you can go to the Leaky Cauldron down there and at the theme park, and you can buy butterbeer, and I think this must be the cup that it comes in. And like on the bottom it says, you know, like the Harry Potter logo, and so it's like an official thing. And but I think these are the cups that, you know, it comes in down in that theme park, you know, the Wizarding World theme park. And so I got two of these. You know, I'll at least have these. You know, I may not, you know, get them in person down there or whatever, but I just thought it was kind of cool that they had these. These were $1.99, and so obviously they didn't know that these are Harry Potter, or else they would have put more on these. But that was a really good deal in Goodwill. And then speaking of Harry Potter, I'll say this first before I get to the other yarn. But I went to Dollar Tree. I'll talk about this, since I'm talking about the Harry Potter thing. I'll talk about this first, then I'll talk about the yarn. I found in the toy section, they had these little Harry Potter figurines, and these were I think $1.25, I think. Or no, I don't know what they were. I think they had the red stickers on them, but I can't remember if these were. No, I didn't get a receipt, so I don't know if these were $1.25 or $1.50. But it's like Harry Potter. It has a little a card in it, and it has and then Hermione, and then Ron. And so that they only had the three characters and stuff. But I thought these were really cool for my Harry Potter collection, whatever price they were. But the reason why I went back over there, because I'd gone to Dollar Tree for something else, and I was looking through their yarn, and they had some of that Teddy yarn, and I've gotten that before. It used to be like on the very top shelf here, but then I put it back in the drawers. But I gotten some of the pink and the blue and the black, and then I went through the Dollar Tree one day, and I noticed that they had the white, and I thought, well, I know I probably have white, but then when I came home, I thought, oh, I don't have any of that white Teddy, and I almost didn't want to get it, because I thought, you know, these tiny little skeins, I mean, it's really cool yarn, but these tiny little skeins are $1.25. But then also, I knew that they had a red sticker on them. See, they put the red sticker over the price, like on the stuff that like if the stuff has $1.25 on it, they usually put the red stickers over it, because the prices aren't $1.25 anymore. They go up to like $1.50 or $1.75 or like some random price. I thought I would be reluctant to buy these for $1.25, knowing that you know, I can get, you know, a full skein at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $1.25. I mean, it is really cool. It's like that Teddy yarn that, you know, would make like nice trim on things or whatever. But at the same time, I'm thinking this is a pretty small skein for $1.25. You know what I'm saying? But then when I saw the red price stickers on them, or the red stickers over the prices, I thought, are these going to be $1.50? Like, because then it's really not worth that. But I thought I'm only going to get two, and even though the sticker was over or whatever, I thought I'll go ahead and get two, because I do have all the other ones, and this will make really pretty like white trim on things. But luckily it rang up $1.25. So why they put the red stickers on them, I have no idea. Unless they were just going through and assuming that, oh, everything's going to go up in price, so they just put red stickers on every single price that was showing. I don't know, but they are still $1.25. $1.25. So maybe all the other yarn is still $1.25. I have no idea. But I did get those 2 skeins, and so I'll put those with my other ones. And but anyway, that's like the Dollar Tree stuff. Oh yeah, not that this matters, but the reason why I went into Dollar Tree in the first place the other day is because when I noticed the white skeins for the first time is that was the day I went to Walmart and got the Weapons Blu-ray and found my mama a book for her birthday and like all that stuff that trip, and I went over there because I noticed that they had the Christmas stuff in Walmart, and so I went over to Dollar Tree thinking that they would have their Christmas stuff. They do have some pretty Christmas ornaments. I didn't get any Christmas ornaments, but that's why I went to Dollar Tree in the first place. And then I noticed the white skeins or whatever, and then when I came home, I realized that I didn't have them, and so I went back the next day to get the white skeins. But you know, otherwise that's going to be enough for this video. Another freaking haul down. But anyway, and then I'll go on the next shipment day, and hopefully they'll have another cart full of yarn. But anyway, I guess it's going to be enough for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.